Toys to Life, a game genre that took the gaming world by storm back in the 2010s and emptied a lot of parents' wallets, including my own parents. Today, though, I will be talking about the pillar of the Toys to Life genre, in my opinion, the Skylanders series. In particular, Skylanders Spyro Adventures. You'll get to hear about the platinum journey I went through to get the platinum for this game, some fun facts along the way, and just the overall experience I went through with the game. I'll start you with one of those fun facts now, though, by saying the title of this game, with the Spyro's Adventures, was a ploy to get more sales, as a recognizable character was right there in the title. In reality, Spyro has no extra impact to this game whatsoever, but I'm sure you'll see that throughout the playthrough. Speaking of playthrough as well, on my new Plays channel, Lucius Stock Plays, you will see the playthrough of this game, amongst other games along the way we have played, like Mafia, the Telltale series, and of course Skylanders itself. The idea to put Spyro in the title, though, definitely worked, as it spanned 5 sequel games from this game over 5 years. That's one game every year, and it had pretty good quality until the very end, when everyone was kind of burnt out with Toys to Life. Back to this game, though, and its platinum. It has a total of 38 trophies, of course, including the platinum itself. It also had, though, 21 bronze trophies, 12 silver trophies, and 4 gold trophies. So, nice little mixture. On PSN Profiles, the holy site, it has Skylanders at a 4 out of 10 difficulty, needing 1 playthrough, and taking around 12 hours total to complete. The roadmap of the guide on PSN had it at 5 stages that I mostly copied, at least for the main story, but I did put stage 1 at the last stage, just so I had an easy trophy of PvP as the last trophy I needed before the platinum itself. I will also add that to do this platinum, you do only need the starter pack, which comes with 3 Skylanders, being Spyro, Gilgrunt, and Trigger Happy, the portal and game itself, and that's all you need. Every other Skylander is just a bonus to have. I, of course, though, have a lot of Skylanders because I grew up in this impressionable time and made my parents buy a lot. And this is only the one game so far. Giants is yet to come. For now, though, let's just focus on this game and get to the game. Starting off, I get introduced to Eon, a big floating head, who introduces me to the Skylanders and hints at what I'll be up against in the game. Shortly after that, I get introduced also to Hugo, Eon's assistant, and Flynn, the funny character. I then finally get into Chapter 1 with my first Skylander being, of course, Spyro. This is basically just the tutorial level for the game, but I did learn that almost all of my Skylanders were max level from when I originally played with them back in the day, so that made this very easy, not gonna lie. I also got my first trophy when I opened up this treasure chest to get monies, so that's nice. Money! Money, 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 money. I'm actually quite surprised. Happy hour? I'm assuming it's opening a chest? On the way to meet Flynn, I found my first ancient scroll, which was the first of 10 I needed for a trophy, and is kind of what every collectible trophy has to it. I then came across an elemental gate, which is this extra area in each level with collectibles which can only be opened by one of the 8 elements a Skylander figure could be. With it being a magic gate, I used Spyro to open it, and when I went inside, I got a trophy. Inside power. Nice. One of the collectibles in these elemental gates is a soul gem, which is basically a unlock for your Skylanders to get a final upgrade for them, when you hit that point of course, and also to introduce them of what you could buy if you don't have them already. But it also, just like the scrolls, has a trophy related to it for when you collect 10. Back to what I was doing though, and I finally do reach Flynn, and he shows me what's causing all this damage. A big tornado. The kind from Twister. Great movie, by the way. I get pushed to the next area of the level though, and it puts me in this place called Chompy Pit, which was perfect actually, because my next trophy was for defeating 15 Chompies on this level. It was almost like it was a give me. But I defeat 15, and the trophy pops.
These are elemental gates. Behind these
Chompy
kinds of caves are
Chomper.
some great...
The last thing to do now is to rescue the mole with a crown and finish chapter 1, which I of course do. And it was a trophy.
Oh, you home sweet home.
I then got a flashback of what caused Eon to be a floating ghost head and what happened to the Skylanders and the world. It turns out it was the darkness, aka Chaos, who destroyed the core of light, the thing that we will be focusing on for this story, and when it was destroyed, it caused Eon to become a floating head and sent the Skylanders to our reality of Earth and turned them into toys that you can spend your hard money on to put on a portal and put back into the game of Skylands. Money. As I said though, my mission is to fix the core of light and defeat Chaos. And to do this, I gotta go around and find all the elements to rebuild the core of light one at a time, and its little parts here and there to amplify or hold the elements. And then once I do that, I meet Chaos and deal with him. Of course though, the next mission has me collecting a person instead of anything to do with the core of light, and the only reason that I am mentioning it is because this person is named Callie, and she has things related to future trophies for us with challenge levels, but we will talk about that when we get there. Chapter 3 had us upgrading a telescope to help us find all the elements scattered around Skyland. I'll be honest with you, it's not that important of a chapter, but what is important is I find out that all my Skylanders aren't under my ownership because new portal, new console. I fix that, and when I do, I get a trophy for putting a Skylander in the portal of power for the first time.
I'm still naming you Bruce though. Hello, Skylander. Ah, so that's how you do it. Whoa.
I also thought this may reset my Skylanders, but it didn't. But it did let me do something else. And that something else is nickname my Skylanders. So of course, every time I use one without a nickname, I thought hard, I thought precise, I gave them a nickname. And of course, I will show you every nickname I gave. Some will make more sense than others. I will sometimes put a hint in this video probably of what the reason was. For example, Trigger Happy, I named Rocket because it's a little thing with guns. And it made me think of Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Again,
And for Chop Chop, a skeleton knight person, I named him Larry. Because, well, I'm not going to hint this one. If you know, you know. While in another element area, I got a hat. And since I had named Larry and set him as mine, I got a trophy for equipping a hat for the first time.
Grammy. Fashion stylist. I'm assuming it's a hat related trophy.
I gave a few more nicknames here and there.
Of course, need to do this. So we own him. Give him to me.
And then met this fairy named... I ain't pronouncing that. But what's important about her is that she allows me to upgrade my Skylanders. So when I got back to the mainland and went over to her, she allowed me to purchase an upgrade for the first time, which of course was a trophy.
I love shopping.
Magic is right inside you now, even when you
Whoa.
leave Sky.
And push me towards other upgraded relating trophies. By this point, I was finally heading off to my first element, which was wind. Of course, doing a nickname here and there, which camos, ironically, got me a bit stumped, but I thought of something by the end. And then recovered the element and got a trophy.
Thank God there is one for like doing. I was like, fresh air, woo! Love it.
So starts the rebuild of the core of light.
Your retrieval of the eternal air source has summoned me back to these ruins. There is strong magic in this place, and by its power, the eternal sources know how to combine with the ancient machinery of this island to recreate the
I really don't know if I put
light.
this in the Let's Play channel because, like,
From there, I met some new characters, tried out a weird puzzle, set off for the next level, and of course, set some nicknames.
I feel like this is obvious.
Nothing overly happens during the next few levels besides me finding a legendary treasure, which of course, like the other collectibles, when I get 10, I get a trophy. But for now, I just have one. I did also find another part to add to the Core of Light, but for whatever reason, there was no trophy to it, so I'll just show it being added and we'll move on.
It's very intricate, isn't it?
Finally hitting chapter 7 though, it is important for two reasons actually. Not just because it's another element to collect, but also because it has the first miscellaneous trophy option, which I of course missed. It is okay because I can use chapter select later to come back and do it, but just worth mentioning because I obviously suck. I add 2 nicknames. And then find myself at the element, which for this time is actually a mini boss fight with chaos and minions of said element, which as well are the actual Skylanders of the element. So it was kind of cool, I can't lie. So how each of these chaos boss fights work is you will verse 1 minion at a time, and there's 3 minions at total. You'll defeat one, do a little bit of a in the middle section, usually of Parker avoiding something, and then you'll fight a new minion. And at the very end, you will fight all 3 at once. Once you have done that, then you will get the element and chaos will leave. So I do that and get the element and its trophy.
Go water.
And then add it to the Core of Light.
I'm pretty good. Getting through it.
You have brought the eternal water source. Excellent, young portal master. Now water shall return to the core of light.
That's pretty much the game's formula now from here on out. First, of course, nicknames.
Legolas.
Next chapter has me at the Crystal Eye Castle to get a Crystal Eye. Creative naming. Even though the eye itself won't give me a trophy, there was a missable on this level when these timid clops, which were enemies that were just throwing these barrels down this lane, missed every barrel and I got through unscathed, which was a trophy. This trophy did pop at the end of the level though, so I get the eye, that trophy pops.
Get me if you can. I don't know what that's for.
And then we add the eye to the Core of Light.
Well done. You have brought the crystal eye.
What does that mean?
thinking now it was time to go get the next element and fight Chaos again, I was only half right, as this time there wasn't a Chaos boss fight, instead the Earth element had just turned into a massive rock creature, which ironically made me think of the Giants, so I wonder if this inspired this at all.
I'm very curious if this design had any inspiration towards the Giants. Bye.
I did of course defeat the big rock and got the element, which, as you could assume by now, is a trophy.
Mother Earth.
Then added it to the core.
Within the eye, the very foundation of all Skylanders.
Alright, we finally do. We have more than that, I feel like. Yay!
At this point in the game, I had collected a good amount of stuff. Enough in fact that while grabbing some seeds to unlock the next area, I got my 10th soul gem. Ironically, it was our general boy and got a trophy.
Kill guy. Yes, the spiritual mental. I have no idea what that is for it.
Off to the next area though to get the element of light, and before I knew it, I was at the source and battling chaos. During this fight, I defeated one of the minions and it dropped the last amount of XP I needed to hit level 10 on this certain Skylander, which happened to be a trophy.
Okay.
Climb to the top, level 10. Woo!
You won't beat this, because I can all...
I finished the remaining minions, got the element, got the trophy.
Light of life.
And of course, added the element to the core.
Complete, but now you bring the eternal life source, whose true power lies within.
Again, I really do hit the point that you surely see the pattern of these levels, which does get repetitive, but look, overall, I'm still enjoying my time right now, especially with the touch of, again, more miscellaneous trophies, with this one being just getting through this minefield without setting off any mines. Now, I'm pretty sure you can do this without the map and just kind of guess it. It's pretty simple, but I collected the map and got through safely, so yeah, there's that trophy.
Dang. There was a mine trophy on here. I didn't. Mine detector. Is that it? Complete the trial by house like an inch words. There you go.
The whole point of this chapter and level was to get this gear as well, so I guess I'll show that being added to the core, but no trophy.
Fancy.
The intricate clockwork of this world.
I also needed this green goo apparently, which, yeah. Right before getting this weird green goo, I got the 10th artifact as well, which was the trophy, so the collectible trophy's almost done.
Is that for... I'm assuming that's for...
But then yeah, I had to get this weird green goo and add it to the source before I got the gear element, so there you go.
The green goo of Primordia. Made from the fossils of
green
vast
queen.
prehistoric explodosaurs, it pulses with unimaginable power.
Hell yeah.
Now, for the next element, it was supposed to be the gear element, but for some reason it turns out either I didn't record it or I've deleted it by accident. So here's the proof that I at least did get the trophy, but yeah, I can only apologize. I have been doing this for a good amount of time now, at least. My bad. Swiftly moving on to the next source, which happens to be the undead, I don't know what you call it, but what matters is there's a miscellaneous trophy in this one, as well as getting the source trophy. And of course I miss it, because I was supposed to avoid one of these lasers in the boss fight with Chaos's minions, and I didn't, and now I have to come back to this, and spoiler warning, I did not enjoy this when I came back to it. But I did defeat Chaos and his minions, so here's a trophy for getting the source. And me adding it to the core.
Going darker, young Portal Master. But now you bring the eternal undead source. Add its power to the core of light.
During all these levels, I was also looking for Legolas's Soul Gem, as I needed it to fully upgrade him with all his upgrades, and that was a trophy, and he was the closest one I had out of my Skylanders. And it turned out, on Chapter 18, I found it. So I finished that level, ran straight to the upgrade lady, and maxed out my boy, giving me my next trophy.
You gotta buy them all. I'm pretty sure that is...
Back to the story though, my next trophy is not for an element, it is in fact for finding my 10th hat in a level. And I got that trophy.
Fashion Elite. I didn't think I had that many hats.
It's not that exciting for these ones, I'm sorry. The dopamine was quite high at this point, and I was feeling good about myself, so I decided in my next element battle, I went for the miscellaneous as well, which was using Gilgrunt's, aka our boy, the General, water blower to defeat everyone. And I didn't do it, but this reason is stupid. So when you fight the minions, every time you defeat them, a piece of food pops out of them, which is, in a sense, health for my Skylanders. Now, this food decided to land directly in the middle where this fire was, and of course, it had a visible barrier, so it blocked me off. And due to that, I got hit too many times and sniped by stupid Legolas, and I died. I wasn't happy.
Such hope. Because if we have that healing, I live this.
You may have claimed the eternal fire source, but there is still one more.
I'm actually annoyed.
And let me assure you, I, Turtles, am not giving up Skylanders.
I'm just genuinely annoyed.
I got the fire element, getting that trophy.
Dancing fire.
And added it to the source, and that's all I'll say about that for now.
Of destruction, yet also possessing the power to burn away all things evil.
Apparently Mr. Rock, and I think it's whatever. Whatever. Right, the amount of miscellaneous that I gotta clean up just isn't funny.
On a more positive side of things though, I've only got one more element to go, and to get it, I had to hop in this huge mech, which of course had a trophy related to it for defeating 30 enemies while in it. Again, it's kind of a give me, but I'll take it.
Oh yeah, that's it, I assume, yep. Alright, now he's gonna survive.
I then found the magic source, expected to fight chaos and minions, didn't, which was a bit anticlimactic, and then just grabbed the source, got the trophy.
Cool. I won't complain. I will not complain. What did I get?
Portal
Magic
Master,
time.
you have retrieved the final element, the very
Added it to the core of light.
eternal magic source. The code of
Hey.
light is reborn.
I look a good platinum this tonight, I think.
And then completed the core of light with it. Now it's time to fight chaos. For the chaos fight, it of course had its own miscellaneous trophy, which was using one Skylander to defeat him and everything involved in the level. I of course failed this, but not only failed it by just one Skylander, I lost a good amount because I went in with the strategy of using my highest damage output, which were melee characters, and they got absolutely swamped. So I learned from the mistake, hopped on a Spyro, and just tapped him from afar with my range attacks, giving me that strategy for when I wanted to replay this. And then, yeah, he got defeated.
Okay, we did do it. I thought it bugged or something just then. I was gonna throw.
You think this is over? Ha! You think wrong! In fact, I think you think that I cannot win! I assure you I can! There will come another day. Oh, not now, maybe, but soon. And we will meet again. And on that day, I, Chaos, will introduce you to your sweet oblivion!
Yeah, we only got the one trophy, but that's fine.
He blew up, and Skyland was saved. The trophy pops for, in turn, finishing the story.
Wow. Yay. Nothing popped.
My
The
word.
savior.
You've done it! You've actually done it!
Alright, story's done.
Could.
It's now cleanup time, and to start, I head back to Leviathan Lagoon to dodge 30 sharks in the minion fight at the end. You'll know when you do dodge one of these because you'll get a little quick health gain pop up. And yeah, it's really easy because at one of the stages you just get like 20 in a row, and you just got to slowly move quickly to the right or to the left depending which side you pick. But yeah, once I do that, the trophy pops and I move on to the next one. Ironically, the next one was again on Leviathan Lagoon, as I missed it, and it was for getting eaten by the Leviathan 5 times. For this one, you just use Spyro Gilgrunt because they can go on the water, and you get eaten by the big fish. Once you get eaten, you shoot his weird ball throat thing, he throws you out, you do that again 5 times, and then the trophy pops. The next 2 trophies are on Falling Forest. One of them is for not using any of the rockets to destroy any of the big chainsaw tanks, which was easy because if you just shoot them a couple times, they will just break. And the other one is for when fighting the minions, you will fight, I call him Groot, and he shoots out these seeds out of his mouth. Now, what you want to do is chip at his health into his one shot, and then when he has 5 nuts just rolling around, shoot him and kill him. And then the trophy will pop.
Stupid, deceitful trees! I hate them! I hate them! Even the evil ones!
But just make sure when you do, you don't accidentally shoot the nut as you defeat him because it will not count the trophy. But it counted for me. The rocket trophy will also pop at the end of the level too. This next trophy though definitely was the one that got me. I got mad during this one to the point that the mic got turned off and because it was just infuriating. Basically, in the Citadel, you have to fight the minions, and in between each one you defeat, there are these laser traps. Basically, just random lasers pop up on the map, and you have to avoid them. I couldn't save the life of me. I went through many attempts with many failures. My strategy by the end of it was to use Terrafin, because when he goes underground, when he's maxed, he becomes, in a sense, invulnerable. Now, I still failed a couple times with this one, and it did not work. But eventually I did get it right, and the trophy did pop. Almost though getting screwed at the end, because when you fight all three, the lasers came back, and I wasn't prepared for this. So game, I see what you try to do, but you failed, so it's okay. Here's the trophy. Swiftly moving on to a easier trophy, all I gotta do are break some rocks. Now, some of the rocks are kind of hidden, as some of them were in this elemental gate, which I think is rude. But it's okay, because thanks to a guide, I found them all, and as I got the last one, the trophy popped. Now it was time, I thought, to go back and try the fire level again to use Gilgrunt and just defeat everything. And at this point, Gilgrunt was kind of maxed, and it was noticeable, because this was a lot easier this time. And with that trophy, all I had to do now was 3-star any one level, so I just replayed one of the earlier ones and got that trophy. I then collected up to 10 legendary treasures to get the last collectible trophy that I needed.
Then use it to shoot the locks.
I finally went to go talk to Carly so I could get the 2 challenge level related trophies, which was just completing one of them.
Wow, didn't think you had it in ya.
And then completing 3 of them, both of which were quite easy to do.
You did it!
Then I just went for defeating Chaos without swapping Skylanders, which shout out to the trophy name because it is one for all. And I'm currently watching the last season of My Hero Academia, so I enjoyed this. But I just used our boy Gilgrunt because again, he's quite maxed now and it was quite simple. Because I learned that if you do enough damage to Chaos himself, all the minions will just die. And they will cut to the next little fight scene before he gets a cutscene because his health's lowered. And yeah, it was very easy. So there's that trophy. This just left me with the trophy that I purposefully saved at the beginning of the game, which was complete a PvP match, which I didn't even need to win. So I got my second controller, put on a random Skylander, kicked his ass, and then the trophy popped.
Is that
Followed shortly by the Platinum. That's Skylanders done, and it is my first PlayStation 3 Platinum trophy, and for that reason, I think the game is just more enjoyable for me. I'm definitely going to go for Giants, but probably no more after that because it is a bit pricey, and also Swap Force is unattainable, annoyingly. But yeah, it is quite repetitive, but it has a nice charm to it. If you have the characters, it is kind of fun, and the tunes in the game are fantastic as always. If you do enjoy the video, leave a like and comment what games you want to see in the future. If you've enjoyed, again, like, comment, and until the next one, see ya.